believed very strongly that we needed a recovery package because what was happening was consumers, they had pulled back. People weren't shopping as much because they were worried about the state of the economy and their debts had gotten too high. Businesses were pulling back. And so what you had was a crisis in demand where if everybody pulls back at the same time, nobody's going shopping. If nobody's going shopping, then this young lady with her store, she doesn't have money. She may have to lay off a worker, which means that worker's now spending less, which means they're not buying groceries, and now somebody else's store shuts down. You start getting into a vicious cycle where everybody's pulling back all at the same time. In that circumstance, the only person, or the only entity that can fill the gap is the government. And so that's why we passed the Recovery Act. It's not because we're not worried about deficits. It's because if we didn't do anything, this economy could have really gone into a tailspin. But I make that point only to say there's some Republicans who just philosophically were opposed to the idea of this recovery package. I have to say they weren't as worried when the previous administration was running up and doubling our national debt. But having said that, you know, it's entirely legitimate. That's part of what our democracy is about, to disagree with us on it. They also disagreed on our budget because they don't believe that we should, for example, reform our health care system in a way that includes more people. They think that the free market can solve the problem. Now, I'm a strong believer in the free market, but I think that when it comes to health care, the free market only takes you so far. If your child is sick and you don't have health insurance, in a country this wealthy, we should be able to make sure that your child is cared for.